Hi everyone, this is Frequently Dramatic. My name is Arika, and here on this channel I talk about whatever I want. If you're enjoying this video, to like and subscribe and possibly share it. I am trying to reach my first 25 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys took the time to subscribe to my channel. Today we're talking about Tiffany 2.0 official on TikTok. She recently went viral a few times actually, and through those viral videos she's gotten about 80k followers and currently, as of recording, she's at 91k followers on TikTok. Today I'm making this video because I just want to examine who Tiffany is and share my opinion, because personally for me, from watching some of her videos, I'm a little iffy. Initially, how I found Tiffany was I saw this video of her sitting in her car and she's talking about how she got fired for TikTok videos, and those kind of always intrigue me because a lot of times when people do get fired for TikTok videos, it is because they're posting something inappropriate from work, right? There are times when it is unjust, I would agree. But this is the first video I saw and I was like, oh, she's so upbeat, she's so bubbly. What could it possibly be that she was talking about online and why she got fired?
I got fired, y'all. I got fired. They finally found the video. That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and 1 day, because today's June 16th, I posted that video on May 25th. 3 weeks later, my employer, they found the video. I went to go look at my Slack messages or my email or something to follow up with a user, and I couldn't get in. My email wasn't working. My password wasn't working. And I immediately thought, okay, I'm being offboarded. This is me being offboarded. I'm like, shit, they found the video. I called the company that I have the contract through and I'm like, hey, I just want to know, am I being offboarded? Maybe like an hour later, I got a call from the guy who cuts my checks. And he was like, hey, Tiffany, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I got a call from the company and I'm pretty sure you already know what this is about. They do not want you to come back to the site. And I said, is this about the TikTok videos? And he said, yes, this is 100% about the TikTok videos.
So after I watched this, I ended up watching the first video.
Okay, so get this. So there's this girl at work who's about to get fired. As the IT manager, I always know about any onboards or offboards before they happen, because they want to make sure that I revoke access to their emails, and they want me to make sure that they're locked out of certain things so that nobody who's getting fired can go back and shoot a company-wide email or anything like that. So I'm one of the first people to know when somebody's going to be onboarded or offboarded so that I can prepare their computer and their access and so on and so forth. So my boss, who is a super BITCH.
Okay, so right off the bat, coming onto TikTok and calling your boss a bitch is not really a good idea. Okay, especially if you still work at this company. For me, TikTok, I don't know if people generally post to TikTok and they never think that they could go viral. Hello, it's TikTok. The most random thing goes viral all the time. The chances of somebody seeing it is so high, especially if you physically go into work and you work somewhere that is close to your home. TikTok a lot of times goes by geographical area, so a lot of times people who are in your area, they're fed videos simply because they're in that area, you know. So that's a questionable decision for me.
The HR lady have been telling me we have an offboard coming up and this is super confidential, nobody can know about this, and they keep saying that it's confidential. And I found out that the girl that they're firing, she's a really sweet girl. Like, she just got a raise, she just got promoted, like, she does a great job at work, and she's always super sweet whenever you talk to her. So I'm like, okay, something strange is going on here. Now, normally when it comes to affairs of onboards and offboards, I don't get involved. I just tell them what to do. I don't talk to the employee that is getting offboarded or whatever, just because that's not my place, that's not my job. But this particular employee that they're about to fire, she's such a sweet girl. And I've had many interactions with her where she's just been very positive and upbeat. I know that she recently got married and she recently got a raise. So I know that it's not because of her performance. I felt like something else is beneath the surface. Y'all, I feel like God put it on my heart to tell the girl that she's about to get fired. So I text the girl and I'm like, hey, meet me upstairs by the elevator. And she's like, okay. So she comes upstairs. I pull her aside, like out of view. So I tell her, you're about to get fired and they're about to do it on Tuesday. This was Thursday last week. And she starts bawling. She's like so taken aback. She's like, what do you mean I'm getting fired? And I was like, I don't know the reason. All I know is that they already have your replacement. They want me to prep your computer for that replacement. And she kept on asking me, like, do you know why they're firing me? Why are they firing me? Why? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get any of that information. They just tell me what to do with the assets. That's it.
So again, okay, I think I am not going to say it is wrong to tell somebody they're about to get fired. I personally think that was a great idea because, you know, I mean, if you know somebody's going to get fired and they're basically going to have to scramble to find a job, why not tell them, right? Obviously within reason, because you don't want to tell somebody who's going to go say blah, 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 told me, and then all of a sudden it's backfired on you, right? But again, why post on the internet? This is not going to go well for you when somebody sees it, okay? And this is TikTok. Like, this is crazy to me.
So, do you know this girl proceeds to tell me how the HR lady who keeps on telling me confidential offboard, her and the HR girl were actually friends before she started working at the company. Now, they go out to lunch sometimes, they chat, they text, they call, they hang out outside of work. The girl was about to get fired. She was chatting with her friend that works in HR. And she was telling her that she was so excited, she just got a raise, and they were celebrating. You know, it was like a happy moment. Somehow, some way, the HR girl goes back to my boss and tells my boss about the conversation that, oh, she was discussing her pay, and one thing led to another, and the boss calls the girl who's about to get fired into her office. So my boss is telling her, why were you discussing that you got a pay raise? You shouldn't be doing that.
So I'm pretty sure it's illegal to make people not discuss their pay. I'm pretty sure. At least I think it was illegal in California, where I used to live. I'm not sure if that's federal or maybe that's just a state thing, but that is still the strangest thing to me. I mean, I know why companies do it is because they don't want people to have like leverage when they go to bargain for their pay.
And she really ripped into her, and the girl was like, oh, I apologize, I didn't realize that I wasn't able to discuss getting a pay raise. As a matter of fact, when the HR girl, my friend, got a raise, we had a very similar conversation where we were both celebrating, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. And she says, ever since that conversation, things have been strange. Neither one of them want to talk to her. They both have kind of been avoiding her. They haven't been as friendly, and now she's getting fired. Y'all, corporate America is nothing to play with.
So obviously there's lots of red flags in this story, but that's not why we're here, so I'm not going to discuss them.
I've seen people undercut, backstab. I've seen people do some conniving, evil things, thinking that it's going to benefit their position in the company, or maybe help them with a pay raise, or maybe help them get close to somebody who can better their circumstance. And I have seen some cutthroat, heartless, cold individuals just do some very disgusting things. And this situation is one of them. So my intention here was just to tell the girl ahead of the weekend so that she could prepare herself, so that she could gather any evidence that might work in her favor, because I feel like specifically in this case, they know that they have some damning evidence against them, which is why they kept on telling me it's confidential, it's confidential, it's confidential. The HR girl knows that she said some things that could possibly incriminate her, so she wants to make sure that she catches this girl off guard. It's about to go down. So I text my girl, cause she's my girl now. I texted this morning, I was like, hey, happy firing day. Like, I hope you're ready. I hope you got all the evidence that you need. Make sure when you walk in there, you hit the record button. Because we're both interested to know what reason they're gonna have to fire her. And my girl, she ready, okay? She said, if they don't come with a severance package, if they're not paying out my benefits through the end of June, I'm not signing anything. If they refuse severance, I'm gonna ask HR why they're refusing severance. I'm also gonna ask for a written note where they say they're not gonna contest my unemployment. I said, yes, girl, you understood the assignment. So here we go. I'm about to go to work. I feel so happy because I gave somebody that empowerment. I remember when I got fired once before, how it felt. I felt so unprepared walking into that conversation, and I really wanted her to just take this opportunity to prepare herself.
Yeah, so from watching this first video, Tiffany comes off as somebody who's like super bubbly. She's like not just a girl's girl, but somebody who cares about people in corporate America. She cares about people being treated fairly. She cares about people being taken care of, which is like all great, right? It's part of the reason why she ended up going viral. That, and of course, she had piping hot tea with the story, right? And of course, she has this title here that says pending plot twist. Up until I saw the video that we're about to watch right now, I was like, I was in support of Tiffany, right? Because I was like, damn, that sucks, right? But yeah, let's look at this video.
I know you guys have been waiting for an update all day, and I don't think it's fair to leave you hanging, so I have to give you guys an update. I'm sorry, I'm so upset because I feel like this always happens, you know, like I feel like I always put myself out there. I always put myself on a limb. I really jeopardized my job, you know, because I saw somebody who was being wrongly terminated, and I decided to step in and do something about it. The update is that the girl that I did all that for, she doesn't actually want to pursue a lawsuit. And at first, I guess that didn't really bother me because I realized that not everybody has the same energy I have, right? But I guess what really bothers me is that I reached out to the person and I told her how everybody on TikTok is rallying for her, and, you know, I reached out to her and she just completely like blew me off. And there's been so many times where I've been in this exact same position where it feels like...
Okay. I'm laughing because it's the audacity for me. It really is. It really is the audacity, right? Because, like, you came onto TikTok. You spilled this girl's business, okay? You really did. You did spill her business, right? And let's be real. You came onto TikTok for likes and views in video number 1, right? And then, on top of that, you expected her to turn around and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for blowing up my life on TikTok. Because here's the thing. You may not have given off any names or anything, but all it takes is one other person to fly off the handle who saw your TikTok. And now this girl is being pulled from private life onto online. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But like, is she supposed to now like try to be a bestie because you decided to, one, tell her story on TikTok, and 2, because you told her she was getting fired? Guess what? She's getting fired regardless. So like, yeah, you gave her a week heads up, right? I just feel it comes off like one of those people who say they're a nice person, like the nice guy. and they're really not that nice. That is what the vibe I got from this video. And I was just like so turned off.
I am being the purest form of myself. I see people that are in need and I help them. And then at the end of the day, I'm exposed or I'm worse off in some way.
But she didn't ask you to come and tell this story on the internet. She didn't. Honestly, it's given like, oh my gosh, I saved you and now I have to be the main character of your story. Like, make that make sense.
At their expense, and they don't care. They go on and they live their lives. The girl, she has a new job. She's fine. I went to work today, and as much as I wanted to not care, I felt exposed. I felt like I put myself out there. I might walk in here and they might cut my contract early because of what I did. And then this girl is just somewhere living her life. You know, she couldn't even respond to my text message when I told her that everybody was rooting for her. She didn't care. She didn't care.
And she doesn't have to. She really doesn't. Like, I'm just so tired of people doing things seemingly out of the goodness of their heart when really what it is in the end is they want reciprocity. Like, you do things and you don't expect things in return. Okay? I personally would be mortified if somebody quote unquote saved me and then they came online to tell my story, which by the way, she gave a lot of details in that first video. She really did. Okay, more than she had to, and she was already in the wrong for coming on the internet to tell that story, because that is discussing company business online that you don't have to discuss because you weren't wronged in any way. It wasn't your story to tell, really and truly.
You know, and it's always like that. I feel like this world does not deserve me, you know? And I constantly get that reminder that nobody is as real as me. And I felt that way my whole life. There's nobody in my universe who truly understands my heart and appreciates me for who I am and the love that I have for people. And that hurts. It's a pretty lonely existence, you know? And I know that's definitely not the update that everybody wanted to hear. You guys have been amazing. All of the positive comments and feedbacks, all the follows, the likes, the shares, the reposts, the support, all of you guys rallying behind this girl that we're all rooting for, right? And just being so kind and loving towards me and seeing me. I felt so seen by you guys. And just to feel that the person that I did all that for, she could give two shits, you know? And I just feel that's just my life, you know? Again. And now I am exposed at work and she's somewhere living her life. So that is the update.
Just me can't. Okay. I cannot. I really can't. I just just give me a minute. Okay. The video we just watched is part 3, right? So part 2 was basically her. She's at work recording and she's basically telling the story of how the girls literally like leaving the building and all this stuff. Like, it's too much. It really is too much.
Okay, y'all, part 2. So I get here right at 9 o'clock. And as I'm getting out of my car, I'm walking through the parking lot and I see my boss has already walked her to the car with her belongings. Like, she's out of there. 9 o'clock on the dot. She's removed. Like, the conversation has already happened. So I gotta call my girl and see what's up. So I call her and I'm like, what happened? Long story short, my girl is about to sue. And I don't know how this is gonna play into all this, but during everything she was telling me, she said specifically that her family is in Hollywood.
How is this your story to tell? How is this your story to tell? You're the ick. I don't get the ick for women, okay? Because I'm like straight, but like I'm getting the ick. I have the ick. I feel like social media has gotten so far gone that there is no gut check anymore. Nobody gut checks themselves anymore. Like in like 2012, people would have thought twice before putting this online. Like this to me is TikTok brain rot. Like, for lack of a better term, TikTok brain rot. Like, everybody has become so content brained that they are no longer thinking, how is this going to end for me? How is this going to end for the people whose business I'm telling online? Like, should this just be, let's save this for me and my family? Like, nobody's thinking about consequences anymore. They really aren't. After watching all these videos, obviously Tiffany, she's very well spoken. I think that would lend well to her becoming a content creator. However, I don't know. I think she gives me a lot of pause. I do feel like she is probably a bit toxic, to be honest. And, she's gone into now where she has like Tiffany, like this story times where people send her their work thing. So it's more anonymous. So basically she's going to be telling people's work stories, which, you know, that could be a good venue for her. It's basically like doing what Reddit reads or whatever. But hopefully that is the lane she stays in, because I don't know, like, you know, back in the day, if you're somebody who had sense and you're watching somebody like Tana Mojo or the Paul brothers, and you're just looking at them and you know they're like toxic content creators, that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I think it's like so weird. And also, I do feel kind of vindicated in what I'm saying a little bit. One, because of the video of her crying in the car. And then she posted this video recently where a Manosphere content creator, I don't remember his name, I'll put it up on screen. He kind of reshared her video. I don't think he agreed with her, but the point is, he's a Manosphere creator and you're a woman, right? He's a red pill creator. And you should not be platforming these people coming up on the internet all excited, you know, when these people are doing so much to take women back.
You guys, I just want to get on here real quick and tell you, Anton Daniels reacted to my video, and I am like freaking out. I'm gonna tag you, Anton. I'm going crazy about that. I got a lot going on right now. I'm so excited. I just want to scream. I'm not gonna scream because you guys always tell me I'm really loud. But just go watch the video.
Now, in her response to that comment on the video where she was talking about this manosphere red pill person, she went on to make this comment about black women and how she supported what's his face? Kevin Samuels. That's the guy's name.
Okay, so once again, I'm responding to a comment. People are confused as to why I'm excited that Anton Daniels reacted to my video. This person called him red pill misogynistic. Anton is known for being in the red pill community. And a lot of women, a lot of black women in particular, do not like to hear hard truths. And so it makes sense that you would call him misogynistic. I understand that a lot of his content can be seen or viewed as that way. But if you actually listen to some of the things that he says, he makes good points. And this is why I stood behind Kevin Samuels the way that I did. If you actually listen to what they're saying, they're trying to help black women.
I'm gonna be for real, it's giving Cloud Goblin. Cloud Goblin, who also like is a pick me. Sorry, I said it. Okay, and I know this video is going to come off as me being a hater, but really and truly, I'm not getting good vibes from this woman. I don't know. I think she's going to be one to watch. We'll see where it goes. Maybe this is the extent to her toxicity and her cloud goblinery. Cloud goblinery. I don't really have much more to say. I'm getting heebie-jeebies, and I do tend to have a really good like vibe about people usually. So I don't know. We'll have to keep our eyes and see how it goes. But you guys let me know what you think about this situation. Did you guys encounter her story time? Are you guys getting the same feeling that I'm getting? Yeah. I guess we'll see where it goes. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Again, I'm trying to get to my first 20 subscribers. I really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. And I hope you like this video. If you didn't, that's cool too. Yeah, let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.